Welcome to Himalayan Art Resources. My name is Jeff Watt. I'm the Director and Chief Curator. We are a not-for-profit educational resource. We were first established in September of 1997, so we've been around for quite a while doing this kind of work. Now, right now, I'd like to talk about a specific painting. It's HAR number 1130. And I want to talk about it from the point of view of the concept of mandalas, because I've recently seen actually a video where this painting is discussed as being identified as a mandala. In fact, it's not a mandala. What it is it's a depiction of the square palace of the medicine Buddha, who is somewhat important Buddha from the Mahayana Sutras of Buddhism. And I understand that people get confused with mandalas, but we really have to look at it from the point of view of there's symbolic mandalas, there's figurative mandalas, and then there's mandala-like structures, paintings. We can even have it for three-dimensional objects where they're not actual mandalas, but they're mandala-like. And then there are some objects which are actually symbolic mandalas, but they may not, to some people, look like a mandala. So mandalas are a little bit complicated and nuanced because there's so many different types of mandalas, and they are defined in different ways, in different texts and by different religious groups over different time periods. So we have to be careful. Now, getting back to this painting 1130, so what we're looking at really is the first painting in a set of paintings, the first composition in a set of paintings that has over 80 compositions. And what it is, it's the visual representation of a book that was done in the late 17th century called the Blue Beryl, the Blue Baidurya Ngumpo in Tibetan. It's a visual medical treatises. There's a book, but then there's the paintings that go with the book. So this is the visual part of the Blue Beryl book. And what it is actually Desi Sangha Gyatso inspired, but many other authors were involved. It's their idea of the four medical tantras, which is a revealed treasure text from I think it's from the 12th, 13th century. And but I think Trabangushi also discovered it in the Sami monastery, so that would place it as 11th century with Trabangushi. So this is the first painting, and what it's showing is it's showing Medicine Buddha as a small blue figure at the center, and he's surrounded by this sort of stylized, elaborate throne. And then around him are many worldly figures, doctors from the past, from India, Indian rishis, and then we even have gods. We have Ganapati, and we have I think Brahma, Vishnu, Kartikeya. We have different figures from Indian Hindu mythology, and then surrounding that, we have a square enclosure, and we have the four guardian kings at the four doors. And then around that, we have, outside of the four walls, then we have all kinds of depictions of buildings and towns and little cities. And then outside of that, we have forests. And the forests are medicinal forests. And then at the top, we have the beginning it's a kind of lineage. They're showing some deities. I believe it's a fifth Dalai Lama at the top left, and then we have a series of Buddhas that relate to medicine and relate to Medicine Buddha himself. So the point here is this is not an actual mandala. It's depicting more of a Pure Land. But the square in the middle is the part that's mistaken for the mandala, and it's actually representing the square, the four walls of a palace. So we'll leave it there. You can press like, you can subscribe, you can join HAR on Patreon. You can also make a donation on the homepage of Himalayan Art Resources.